Hello, hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today in our sneaky peek, we are going to see, let's see. We have a simple pocket here with just some pieces from some digitals that I had that I thought would work. It's one of those extended pockets too. I made it go up just a little bit. And then here's some of the pretty paper that I had in one of my paper pads, and I thought it would go perfect in here, and it did. I loved it. And it had the pearls as well. I think it must have been something with textures. And check this one out. Okay, I think Artie Mays gave me the idea for this. She did something very similar. It's like a side tuck that I think you cut you cut a little bit of that out, and of the digital or whatever you had over here. You also put another piece right there. You had a word, and then you had another little image or something up there. And then you just had something that tucked underneath of it. And I really loved how that idea came out. So I had a pink piece of cardstock as the base. Then I put the digital down. I had to fussy cuss it. Fussy cuss it. I did cuss it. I did have to cut it out first before I put it down on the pink cardstock. I'm gonna get myself in trouble. Anyhow, so that is a really good idea. If you've got a beautiful image or something, go ahead and do a little fussy cutting, then put it down onto a piece of cardstock, then do another, like a bubble cut, I guess they call that. You can put a piece here, you don't have to. You could let the image speak for itself and just add a word. But that is a very pretty little image in your journals. So anyway, I thought that would be a good idea for everyone. So let me go ahead and put my goodie in here for the next time we get together. And I'll show you what I'm doing today. It's going to be some mixed media. And we're going to be using up some more BookPage. Look at that. I bet you're tired looking at BookPage from me. But what this is like 2 pieces of BookPage that I glue stick together. You could use any other kind of glue that you'd want that you think would stick them. And then I have a piece of file folder. Took one file, I cut it in half because another one's over here waiting for us because I had to do one of these steps because it had to dry, that kind of thing. All right, so then I had this piece that was in my trash can over here. It's over to the side, and it had some stamp offs where I had that butterfly I was doing the other week, and I had some stamp offs there, and I had some collect that I had stamped and some round things. So this one was where I had inked those pieces of file folder. And I just kept going over and over. And I thought I was going to use it for maybe my school journal, which is never going to get done. And I thought, well, no, I'll just take it. And what happened was, though, the piece I had in the trash can, I ripped it up, and I used it on that one that's over there. I loved it. So I said, well, I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to do some creative stamping on here. So I took that same butterfly, and I kind of did some kind of like a build-up kind of thing. Some of these may be cut out, like I'm going to put like a label stamp around it. Maybe that one. And so, yeah, that's the part we're going to get to right now. So what it is this is going to be actually 6 pockets. It's probably a little on the wider side than it needs to be at the moment, because like that is 5 inches, where I've got just a little bit, maybe 1/8 of an inch on either side. And that's about what you want a pocket to be. So what I was going to do here was I was going to take these pieces and just kind of rip them and rip out these special little pit places. Now that circle I just kind of put there, and we're going to take and keep ripping it. We're not going to worry about inking it or anything like that. It's already pre-inked, Phyllis. But what we're going to do is this right here. I'm going to take these special pieces and I'm going to stick them down. And they're almost like a little too big, to tell you the truth. But I'm going to keep ripping and I'm going to put them all over this and I'll be right back. Okay, this is about what I'm going to end up with right here. So I'm going to use some collage medium, pull my brush over here, and we're going to put these down. And it's going to help glue these down. This collage medium, it glues fast. And you can actually put some on the back side if you'd rather do it that way first. It's kind of like Mod Podge, but on steroids. Because it takes just a few minutes to even, adhere. Like, we're going to go ahead and turn this over and stick him like that. I'm not even sure how big these pockets are going to be, but it's 3 inches maybe in between each one. So we're going to do this real quick. I don't know if I got enough up under there, but sometimes this can be relaxing to Mod Podge. But you don't want to use too much of your glue. And this stuff is miracle working. It really goes fast. So I'm going to do that and get all of these down. You saw how I did the one, and I will be back in just a minute. All right, I got that down, and while I have the collage medium matte is what it is, I'm going to use some of this entomology paper. I had a little bit that I used on that one over here, so I'm going to actually use several on this one just to kind of dress it up a little bit more. And as you can see, I got a little bit of color transfer because that was all distress ink and it was having a heyday with the liquid in this collage medium. So just expect that to happen. It will. Anytime you got any kind of liquid that hits your distress inks, it's going to happen. All right, we're going to put this right here. Just kind of give me a little bit more interest on the page. And we're layering, so it doesn't matter that we're covering something up. You have to just take the good with the bad. I know that's what I always have to just grin and bear it, because I don't want to ever cover up anything because I think I'm wasting it. I think that's what I think, that I'm wasting it. Okay, this is going to actually go right here because it's got like a straight edge, and I think that'll work well to go off the page. Now this has got like a little butterfly. I'm going to put that one up there. I think that one's cute. It has butterfly, the word butterfly on it. Okay. See if I can get this. It's kind of wimpy. Oops. And I wasn't paying any attention, but I kind of went over the edge here. This one may be a little over 5 inches. Okay. And you can use glue stick on this or regular ink. I mean, regular glue. What am I saying? I think I'm going to kind of rip this one in half. I don't have any down here on this bottom one. So we're going to see if we can do that. Oh gosh, I keep mushing it into each other. It's kind of on the sturdy side though, this collage paper. So you don't have to worry too much about it. It's got a little strength to it. All right. There we go. And I had this one little piece that's gonna, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I guess I'll stick it right there and see what happens. Let me rip this bottom edge off so it doesn't get into my collect. Yeah, just like that. Okay. All right, I hit this with a little bit of the heat gun, and it really helped dry everything up, so it's a little tacky, but that's normal. Now I'm using the THMM 123, has a stencil set, and the stamp set we're using is stamp right here. I love that one. And I'm using the archival. I'm not really going to be using any more water. Well, I will have some dribbles, that's right. I will be putting water on here. So that's when you want to use archival. This will make it not move at all. Now this is jet black. So it will sometimes, most times, stain your stamps, but it doesn't hurt your stamps. The color stays on there. Oh. But other than that, you know, it's not going to do a thing. The same with your stencils. A lot of times, you know, it doesn't hurt them. Now, I'm going to kind of go down through here like this, just to get me some letters on there. Some of them may not turn out as dark as the others. This is my old pad, so sometimes it doesn't give up the juice. All right, we're going to do one right here. There, that one turned out better. And I'm going to do one, I think, up here maybe. I'll show you what I'm going to do. I don't want it to get up there on my butterfly so bad, so I'm going to do it like right here. And that one also turned out a little on the lighter side. So, let's see about what it'll look like right here. I don't know what's going on. It turns darker on that one side. Okay, so now I'm going to wipe this off, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got my piece down in here now, and I had some water in here, and then I had a very little amount of some kind of brown oxide. I don't know if it was walnut stain or a vintage photo or what it was, but I put it in here with it. So now I've got like a, you know, a spray. And I'm kind of wanting to have a big splotch, oh, like that. So I'm sort of, you know, pushing it and then letting it kind of fall in strategic spots, if it'll cooperate with me. Like there. Oop, right on top of that butterfly wasn't where I wanted it, but like a nice big one there. Okay, so maybe one right there. It works for so long, and oh, I got enough there. Okay, so now I'm going to air it or dry it really quick, and you won't have to hear this. All right, this step of the process is where we're using texture paste, transparent matte, and I'm going to be doing a special little trick where I'm putting an embossing glaze over top of it. Now, I wanted to use my Crackle, but the Crackle, I don't know, it seems to want to seep underneath of the stencil. And so I don't understand what's going on with it. Now, this is one of the new stencils. It's THS 182, the Deco Floral, and I'm always using it. I loved it. I loved it when it first came out. Now, this is what your texture paste will look like. I can actually steal a little from up here on top of the... And it, depending on how many you're wanting, how big of an area you're wanting to put this on, I guess that's where you kind of decide where you want to put it. I think we're going to go over here and go up toward the top, and we're just going to rub it down like that. And you just do a very thin amount. Try not to let your your stencil pop up on you though. Did I thank you for being here? I don't even think I did. Well, I really appreciate everybody coming to see what I was doing today and seeing what I might be getting into. I'm always into something, you know. So, okay. Niceties. Niceties are always nice to do. And I seem to just get right into it and forget. I really apologize. Let's see. I think I'm going to do... We'll take advantage of being on this side with this stencil. And I'm just going to do it like that. Yeah. All right. And then I'm going to pick it up. And I don't know if you can see it. It does a really good job. You can see the definition and everything. Over here, I might flip this around so I can hold this up, because I think I'm going to do it on this edge. And let's see if I can get enough on there. Yeah, see if I can do it like this. Hope I'm not messing up by flipping this over. Oh, crap. It moved on me. It moved. Okay, and I think I'm going to pop that up and come over here for just a little bit more. Let me get a little bit more there. Okay. I'm going to go in there, and as soon as you get done, you've got to drop this in your water and clean it off, because if you let it set, it's going to mess up your stencil and your spatula. Okay, that only took me a second. Now, this is still wet, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I think, maybe I'll just go across it like this. And I'm just putting a layer of, now this is the Tim Holtz Embossing Glaze Vintage Photo. Got something on my finger. So I'm going to go like this and cover all of those pieces. And then we're going to tap it off. Yeah. And see, it sticks on that top layer. And I'm going to show you how that reacts in the next step. We got to do this bunch right here. I think that's all I had, wasn't it? Okay. Now, if you want a gentler hand at this, you can pick it up and just tweeze it that way, or however you might want. Now, once this dries, you can probably go through the little pieces and parts there with a fine brush and get that to come off. So you don't have to have it that thick. Okay. Yep. That can go back in the trash can and wait for me. All right. Yeah, this is the Distress Glaze Vintage Photo. You usually can get one of these with 3 different types of glaze in it. Now, this one's going to be a little bit different than the next one. And I know you're probably going to be asking me, what would I use this for? So it can go in a specimen journal. It could go in a like a shabby journal. It will be able to go in a butterfly journal, especially if you got butterflies on it. I've got a lot of writing on it, so it might even go into one of my school journals. Okay, so the magic... Wait. Voila. Okay, there we go. This is what I did before. Now, as you can see, I did try to do that crackle paste up here, and we have a different way we're going to treat that. You can see I used one of my other stencils to do the texture paste in here, and I did the same, I think it was the same exact glaze. It was actually a glaze mixture that I had over in this little bowl over there on the side. So it may actually have some bronze metallic in here or something. I had an extra, now this is upside down. But I had this ABC kind of stamp that I put in here. I think that one may have been right side up. I don't know. It was really hard. It was in that same set with this one. Okay, so I'm getting the embossing gun. And I'm going to try to hold this down where it won't hurt your ears. But we're going to treat this right here, where all this embossing glaze is. And it's going to be transparent. You'll be able to see through it. I think I saw this on one of Tim's lives, and I just love the results. So I'm going to try to do this one, but I may see if I can brush a couple of the other ones. Alright, let's see what I got there. That's not too bad. I don't exactly know that I want it that much on there. Hang on just a second. Okay, I got this little fan brush, and I'm going to try to brush it very gently against some of the areas that I think it would not stick otherwise. Yeah. Okay, see, I did get some off of there. And then let's see how this one reacts. I can see it working its way down. Yeah. I got more off of there than what I thought. So I should have done that. That's why it bled up here. Alright, let's see what happens over here. My husband's in the basement, probably working on bee boxes. I don't know. That's what you're hearing. He's very loud. Alright, that is not enough to save, so I'm just putting it away. Putting it down in there. Alright, now we're going to get back on here with the heat gun. I'll do it on this side first because there wasn't much over here. This one had a different color in it too. I added rusty hinge, I think it was. Yeah. And that piece was really thick, so. Alright. I can see some of that bronze or copper metallic coming out. But I mean, why throw it away when you could use it for something else like this? You know, that extra powder. Okay. It is kind of wrinkling a bit. I've got it on one piece of file folder, but it may need to go on another piece of something. As you can see, it's kind of rocking there. Maybe once I cut it, it's just had so much liquid on it. I think it's its problem. Now I've got a, what is this one? Gathered twigs that we may put on here and see if we can work it into this. Can you see that crackle paste? How it's crackled? Yeah, it's, it's sort of crackled. But we're going to rub this into it and see what we can get to stick. And then I gotta get a little bit of water on one of my stamping blocks. Let's see what we got there. Because usually all you gotta do is dab your finger in it. Not too much. I did see one of Tim's makers using some of this earlier. Now see, it's actually going a little bit everywhere. But you can keep adding water to it. Now with the other one, I did it all with the collage medium, even the bugs and everything, the pieces that are ripped off like that. This one I did not. So it's going to take in more color than that one, because once you put the collage medium on, it's almost like a clear gesso. and it's going to like cover it and protect it from anything else working its way through. All right, let me see if I can't do something with, okay, I don't like that. I don't think it turned out that great. Ooh, well, that's not so bad. I can see it down in the holes now. Let me wipe it off and I'll let you see what I'm talking about. There's more around the outside of it than there is anything. All right, well, it's all an experiment, right? Okay, now this is what I was meaning. See where it's gone down into the cracks? Now, if I was to wipe a little bit more of that off the surface, you would probably see it better like that. You can get different colors, I think. Now, see, this is white. You saw it when I began. It's just like white. And I wish there was like a clear. I don't know. You can actually add colors to it, though. All right, the only thing we have left to do is to cut these apart and then ink them on the outside edges. Now, I think I'm going to cut it about right here. It's kind of on the thick side because it's 2 pieces of book page and file folder. So we have that. We're going to go down this edge right up next to the words. I'm sorry, I'm shaking you so hard. Oh my goodness. Okay, and I like those little numbers at the bottom. So I'm trying not to take too much off of this end. Oh, goodness. All right, and then what's over here on this side? Maybe like right there. Okay. And then we got to cut it. Let me see where 5.5 inches is. That's 5.5. And I can bring it down to 5.25 before I start losing anything. So let's stop it right there. Well, I almost lost a few things. Okay, let's see what this side is. Okay, there's 5.5. Ooh. 5.25. We'll go with 5.25 again. That's right at the edge of that. Although I'm losing, well, is this straight? Let me see. Is it straight on this edge? Yeah. I think it's not so straight over here, but we can always come back and fix that. Yeah, I can always trim that part off if it bothers me. I've got more embossing powder on there. All right, so we are going to see where we want to cut this in half. Okay, there's the butterfly with the shipment collect. So I think it's going to be about right there. Okay, there's our first one. And then they don't always have to be the same size. So I'm going to go on the upper side of this bug and cut that. Okay. Then, where do I want this one to be? Maybe right there. About right there. And then this one. When I get those other ones made, I'll have to come back and show you how they look. All right. This is what they look like. We have to punch a hole for the pocket up here at the top. I can basically only do one layer of these at a time. This is thick. And right here. Whew. I didn't know if it was going to go or not. You know, I think we might use some of our scorched timber around the outside of this. That was that new one I got. It's really dark. Ooh. Okay. This is going to be shallow because I don't want to lose my... Oh, rats. But I lost insect. I just punched it off. That was the part... That's the reason I had the bug on there. Alright, so here's my scorched timber ink. I'm not sure why I got ink. You know, I don't always like oxide though. And I need to get in here. Like I said, this is the one that I didn't use the collage medium on. So it's going to try to come off. I suggest using a good glue to adhere your collage pieces. Okay. And I'm just going to go around the outside edges. If you think these need a word, you can come back in here. And you wouldn't think it would need a word at this point, would you? With all that's on there. But you might want something. Now this does have insect at the top, so I'm happy with that one. I'm not so crazy about that bottom edge, so I'll show you how to maybe fix these kind of spots that don't look like they're carrying that much color. Now you can also get in here with your watercolors and watercolor your bugs on this collage paper. That can be done as well. Alright, one more. And then I'm going to show you what I might do with like blank areas. I maybe should have waited before I did the outside here, but I don't think it's going to hurt. Alright, put that one back. And I'm going to get my vintage photo. And like this one, I've got a lot of top heavy colors up in there, but I don't have much at the bottom. So I'm going to go in here at a real slim, skinny angle, and I'm putting down some extra color. I don't have any up here as well. So I think that might help. It might be I need a little bit of a transitional color like the ground espresso. Alright, I think that one's okay. And what is, there's another one here. I guess it's this one. Most of this one's all on the top. Well, it's actually a little bit everywhere. Now, these are going to be pockets, so it doesn't matter what the back looks like, so you don't have to worry. But if you was to turn these into tags, that's where you might want to make sure that it looks good back there, and if it doesn't, you can put another layer of file folder, or just not construction. What is that? Cardstock. I knew it started with a C. Oh my goodness. Okay. So yeah. I think this is good. And that's all we're going to have to do is go around each one and give it a little bit of extra color. Okay. That one had a little bit of collage, or the Crackle paste on it. And then I found out it wasn't working well for me. Okay. That one we did, this one we didn't. Okay. See, that vintage photo always adds a little bit of a warm tone, which I really like. But it looks like I didn't do too well with the black going in there. I still don't see it. I must have something there that it's not going through. Okay. All right. I think we're good. All right, and just for giggles, we're going to... I took a little bit of the Vintage Photo oxide, and I rubbed it on my stamping block, and we're going to paint his wings in. Now, kind of show you how I meant. Now, you can take watercolor, or you can do any kind of your inks, because they'll work really good. And we're just going to give him some color here. Looks like it's not wanting to go in too well, but it will. You can also use the Distress Crayon that I used earlier. You can use that on here. Let's see, where is that one? Let's see if it sticks a little better, because it doesn't look like that's sticking too well. Yeah, I think it might be doing better. Okay. Go through his body a little bit too, because he needs something in there. Well, I dabbed it with the paper towel, and it took every bit of the color off of it. So I went over it with this Gathered Twigs Distress. And we're going to smear this around a little bit. See how this does. All right. This time I won't wipe it. I'll hit it with the air gun. Okay. Okay, and here you go. It's all dry now. I hit it with the heat gun. It dried it all up. It gave it a little bit of extra brown in there that we really needed. And so I pulled out my Small Talk, and we're going to pick out some in the black. That's one of the colors you hardly ever use, but they will go really well on here. So I really don't have nothing here. Thought I had a butterfly, but I guess it didn't. It's gone now. Let's see, live. I'm happiest when life was meant for great adventure. Okay, that's a good one. Let's see. Let's put that on this bug right here. Then, the good heart, when nothing is sure, go where your heart takes you. All of this is, there is beauty and simplicity. Okay. That'll be that one. There's not much on there. Throw kindness around like confetti. Believe in yourself. Today is full of possibilities. That's not bad. Put that one here. Let's see. You are capable of creativity takes courage. It has lost on there, so I thought that might be a good one. You can never have too much happy. Live simply. Live on the bright side. Okay. You know, Ma's like the light. So that'll work. Focus on what's important. How about be you bravely? Okay. I'm going to go in here and put these down with a little bit of glue. Okay, they're ready for their close-up. There we go. There's someone with a great big bug on it, but I lost the word insect, and I'm sad about that. There's a real skinny pocket. It's got enough on it, I think. I might do some stamping. I don't know. It looks empty up here in this corner. And there's our big bug that we just did. And you can see his numbers are sort of metallic. That's that copper embossing powder. Now, this little butterfly, he's not standing out so well, so I may get back in there and restamp him. That was that one where it was just a scrap in my trash can. Now, I like this one. I can still see insect. And then we have this one. And you can see the Lost has got that metallic kind of sheen to it as well. So, I really like how those kind of turned out. This could go for anything. So, make some that's nice and neutral so they can go in any of your different items. And I guess stay tuned for this one, which may show up in the next video, and you'll get to see how those turned out. And I'll have them already prepped out for you. All right. Thank you. Thank you all my subscribers and viewers. I hope you have a great, great day. I got to go find my little Miss Bobby. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.